Welcome, everyone, to Filter in My Podcast. Thank you so much for being here and supporting the both of us. Now, for some of you who are new, we created this podcast because we wanted to get to know more about our fellow streamers, our followers, and our viewers in the community. When we're streaming, it's kind of hard to get to know someone from Stream Chat. So we've decided we were going to bring on two individuals each podcast who we were interested in getting to know better. As some of you who were here to watch our first podcast, either live or via VOD, we had announced that we'd be doing a fundraiser once a month for a chosen recipient to help make their life a little better and relieve some of the stress or pain that they are going through. We also announced we'd be choosing a recipient once a month who cannot afford a SWORTOR sub and gifting them a 60-day sub so that they can play the game without restrictions to keep the magic going. So, without further ado, let me introduce our first interviewee today. It's Dezsaras. Now, Desi, I'm going to call you Desi. Um, Introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello, everyone. My name's Dezsaras, or as friends call me, just Dez. So I play a lot of looter shooter games. I've been around video games forever. I'm old time gamer. Big focus on multiplayer games, Warframe, Division, Destiny. Tried out Anthem, now both in the alpha and the VIP demo. Um, Played a lot of Sodor and WoW as well historically, and Final Fantasy, so Japanese RPGs. So interesting mix of games that I play. But I do it all for fun. I do it all for building a great community here on Twitch, and ultimately all about raising money for the kids in terms of children's hospitals.
Yeah, so do you have any other interests outside of gaming, Des?
Well, I've got a full-time waifu and two kiddos to take care of, plus, in real life work. But yeah, I mean, I'm avid skier.
Ooh.
Love having fun, doing all those kinds of things on the slopes, and unfortunately, a lot of other hobbies that I may have gotten taken up between real life and gaming.
Now, how long have you been streaming? And what do you normally stream?
Uh,
Like if people want to come by your channel, what do you like to stream, I guess? And how long have you been streaming?
so it's we are I basically about 2 year anniversary here in another week or two. So I've been streaming now. Yeah, basically 2 years on Twitch, and right now, like I said, main focus is looter shooter games. So Warframe is a very large component of my content. The Division uh, also pretty big component of my content. Anthem, like I said, we tried it this weekend, gave away a lot of codes to a lot of people, had some fun with it. Whether we play the game avidly, time will tell once we see the final version of the game.
And about how many hours would you say that you play games online since you have a family and work and real life, basically?
Uh, yeah, real life. So I'm a late night, late out, late, basically a night owl, and I don't sleep a ton. So I probably play 20, 25 hours on Twitch a week.
Oh, nice. That's actually quite a bit. Actually, with all
Yeah.
with having a family and kids and whatnot. Now, how I got introduced to you was back in like April or May, probably May of 2017, right? I think 2017. Trying to think right now. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
When I met you, now it seems like you've been streaming about as long as I've been playing SWORTOR. But I didn't meet you on SWORTOR. I actually met you through JT, and it was because I was interested on being a charity streamer. I wanted my platform to pretty much be based on that. not as a job or of any sort, and also just interacting with people. So, what made you decide to become a charity streamer?
Really, it came down to, you know, there, everybody streams for their own purpose, whether it's for fun, whether it's to make, a secondary income, maybe it's even a primary income. For me, it was video games have always been a fun thing. They've always been just a hobby, something I'm gonna play video games no matter what. So I might as well, do it on Twitch, meet new folks, and try and give back to the community in a way, kind of just to differentiate myself. But really, it really kind of honed down when my first born was. Um, we picked up our firstborn at the hospital, and he had a condition called SVT, and that necessitated him to be cared for by a children's hospital for well over a month in the NICU. And after going through all the ordeals that was, it was really paramount for me to make my Twitch channel 100%, where all the donations would go to either St. Jude Children's Hospital or Extra Life, which is the children's hospitals um, that are local outside of the St. Jude network.
Okay, so would you say what would you say to fellow streamers like the new ones or anybody who may be wanting to stream for charity? What suggestions would you have for them or advice?
Uh, you know, play your passion, whatever the game is. Also, find the charity that resonates with you and hopefully your community. For me, because it's a very personal thing between me and my waifu. Um, the whole idea of children's charities, especially children's hospitals, is so meaningful in terms of our history with our kids. And so it really, it takes a huge personal perspective in the way I deal with it. And so, find that charity, whatever that is, that really resonates with you, and go after it. Some people like to do it, once in a while. Like, they'll do a charity stream, once a month or once every 3 months or some sort of kind of frequency. I'm a little different. I do it every time I go live. So I take nothing from my stream. But at the end of the day, whatever you choose as the charity, make sure you protect yourself and the community that you're trying to help, by using either, like with Extra Life, they have their own API that you can use in with Streamlabs or Stream Elements in terms of the streaming software. Um, with St. Jude, they actually use a company called Tiltify. Tiltify is probably the largest of them, that has a ton of different charities on their, I guess, menu, for lack of a better word. And you can choose to set up campaigns for each of those charities, whereby the viewers can donate $1, something more, directly to that charity 100%. So it doesn't go to the streamer's pocketbook, it doesn't go to their PayPal, it goes directly 100% to the charity. And there, and you kind of bridge that gap of trust, and the viewer also gets the benefit, at least in the United States, where it becomes tax deductible.
And how much would you say that you've raised for them in these almost 2 years?
Let's see. Last year, we raised $3,000 for St. Jude and Extra Life combined. And I would say in 2017, probably raised another thousand, so probably $4,000 in 2 years of streaming.
Oh wow, that's actually quite a bit.
It's huge from a community like mine, which is, it's definitely a growing community, but it's a relatively small community. I'm not a large streamer by any means.
Well, you're getting there, and hopefully you'll get some more followers today. Hopefully we can do a shout out there for Des, please. Oh, I see that it was done. Thank you, Musselman, for that. Um, Now, since it's a new year, is there anything you're wanting to accomplish this year that you weren't able to last year? Like any new goals, whether it be in gaming,
Um,
charity?
yeah, goals are, I don't know, goals are nefarious, right? Because a lot of people will put goals like, here's a sub goal or here's a um, donation goal or something like that, and sometimes they work weird things, emotionally or psychologically with between the streamer and the viewers. I really don't put goals out. Again, I'm all about having fun with my community. I always play whatever game we play. We're always playing it together. And if somebody just happens to be able to spare a couple extra bucks to help out a charity that we're running, that's literally icing on the cake. I mean, I would, in all honesty, I would love to say that if we could push the charity this year to, $5,000, that would be amazing. But it's not like it's going to be something I'm going to put out there on my Twitch and just say, hey, your dollar 19 of $5,000 that we're trying to raise for charity. That's not me. I'm not going to put that out there. But inside, my own kind of personal perspective on it, would love to raise $5,000 for children's hospitals in 2019.
Now, in this community, is there anybody that has inspired you? I mean, and if so, how?
In Twitch, in Sodor, in just in
In
general.
the community, yeah, overall.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think when I first started watching Twitch, I think one of the first persons to really kind of attract me to kind of the charity angle of operating Twitch was Professor Broman, because he and Gathalion and K Magic, among other folks too, operate what they call Guardian Con, which is a Destiny themed, or at least previously a Destiny themed convention that benefits St. Jude. It is now branched out to becoming just more of a multi event thing that supports Guardian Con. And I think last year alone they raised, what was it, $1.7 million, or north of that, in a week of donations to uh, St. Jude, which is amazing. It's the biggest total ever raised by a gaming community for St. Jude. The interesting thing, of course, is what most people don't know is it actually takes $1.7 million just to run St. Jude for a day.
Oh my.
Jesus.
Yeah, I love Danny Thomas. I mean, St. Jude's has always been my number one charity to support, just because I love what it was premised on. Not to mention, I loved Danny Thomas and I love Marlo Thomas. So, because of that, I've always been a big, big, big supporter of St. Jude's. Now, since you've been streaming for the last 2 years, have you seen any significant changes in the community since you began?
Yeah, I think you had all of us streaming, just for fun, doing whatever our goals were, and a lot of it was more focused on building communities. I think you're seeing a lot right now because streaming is kind of easy for anybody at least try. You can do it from your console, you can do it from your PC. Where now you have, at least on Twitch, you have the affiliate status, and so it's kind of, in some ways, the affiliate status has kind of changed the community. Some ways for the better, some ways for the worse. In my honest opinion, because you've got a lot of people who are literally doing it. Hey, maybe we can make a couple extra bucks out of it, and that's not necessarily wrong. It's just it's now so littered with people doing it. It makes it very saturated, and it's definitely a very different community on Twitch over the last year than it was, a year before.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. Since I've been streaming, I haven't been streaming that all that long. Um, when you got, when you guys started, um, I remember seeing Aquila, and I was like, "Oh my God, a female! Yay! Woo! Let's go!" And she's definitely been an inspiration to me. Now, is there anyone that you know that you've inspired?
You mean they willingly told me that I inspired them? What?
Yeah,
Um,
I mean that's the problem. People should be saying these things to people.
y- y- I would love to say there was, but no,
Uh,
no one has told me in their face that, hey, Des, you've really inspired me to do something else or something better. So if there has been someone who's been inspired by what we've tried to do on my channel, it's unbeknownst to me.
Well, you being here today means that you've inspired definitely me, as well as my partner in crime, Filter, as well as Aquila raves about you. A lot of people do, actually. So take it from here. You definitely have inspired people. I know you inspired me and I was so thankful that I got to meet you way back when I was first started streaming. I didn't go the route of the connection of Tiltify or any of that sort of stuff, but St. Jude's was. I used to have just three charities there, but then I kind of decided I would go to other areas as well. But yeah, you definitely inspired me. I mean, I definitely have a lot of respect for you, just because I'm very big on helping. So yes, take it from me. You've inspired me, and I'm sure you've inspired. Well, it looks like Filter said in the chat that you inspire him. Um,
Well, I appreciate that.
yeah, definitely. Now, is there anything you feel that you could do to make this community even a better one than it is currently? Now, I'm speaking with regard to the community as a whole, as far as streamers, followers,
Yeah.
viewers. Not with respect to
No.
charity, because obviously anything of that sort is a plus.
Yeah, totally. I think the biggest thing, and I've definitely made my mistakes on Twitch. Had to correct them, correct course. Don't fall for traps like the follow for follow, lurk for lurk, support for support. Those things are absolutely false. Create relationships, both inside your own directory as well as outside your own directory. Sometimes those relationships can be created through different communities. Like I know you're on B42, NAMI. Um, you know, those kinds of communities can be very good for a lot of folks. Sometimes it doesn't work out for others. You got basically each person really just needs to find their own way and what works for them. But put in the time and just create relationships. Don't just think that, hey, I'm a streamer, come follow me. That's not going to work. The market, especially on Twitch at least, is too saturated for that. You really just need to create those relationships, and not and a lot of people say networking. Some people will call it relationships. For me, it's about friendships. So the people that I follow, the people that I host, the people that I raid, I try and spend, even if it's 5 minutes of my time that I can spare, I try and get into each and every person's stream that I can, and give them some love from that perspective, and really support them in whatever way I can. Again, might come from Twitter, likes, retweets, those kinds of things, spreading the word. So there's lots of things all of us can do to make the community a better community about relationships, as opposed to, well, if he or she doesn't support me, I shouldn't support them. You're seeing that a lot with a lot of folks, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't get into that whole thing. I do go and support. I know for myself and as well as Filter. I mean, I had 7 streams up earlier, just popping into everybody. So if I miss anybody's chat in one of those streams, I'm sorry. Y'all should know I'm bopping all over the place. But yeah, definitely just giving support, and that's one of the reasons why we did this pod stream. I retermed it to Podstream, is because I wanted people to actually get to know some of the people that we feel influence the community. Now, are there any projects or events that you'd like to either host or be part of in the future?
Yeah, I mean, so in kind of keeping with my children's hospital focus in terms of charities, would love to be part of a team, or some of those marathon events where they literally showcase streamers that are supporting those charities. I think it would be a lot of fun. It would be it, get like-minded folks who are all supporting those same organizations, rather than just go at it one person at a time, one streamer at a time, but do kind of more of a full frontal assault by assembling the right group of folks. And I definitely hope, as community grows and raises more and more money for the kids, that those opportunities will come, and that way we can continue sharing the love for the kids, and raising more money too.
I will speak for myself. I know that I am totally down to doing a marathon fundraiser for St. Jude's, or even Extra Life as well. Whatever. I am totally down to doing a project where we just go out and do things. And I will even be so far as willing to download Warframe so that you can carry me through stuff, because I actually really like that game. I was telling people that watching all you guys play Anthem, which, by the way, I do have it downloaded. I just have not played it. I just haven't had time. Uh, so I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to play it before it expires today. But it kind of has a flavor to me, and I haven't played very many games, like a Destiny 2 with a Warframe little flair on it or flavor on it. But I am totally down to do a Warframe or whatever. I don't own a lot of games, but I'm totally down to
Hey,
playing, or we could do a whatever hour stream on it. And I know that I'm sure a lot of other streamers would like to do that as well.
Warframe is great. I mean, Warframe's easy to get to because it's free to play, and it's available on console and PC. And I'd happily carry you. My community loves helping out new people. That's what we're all about. Most of my community calls me a derpa or a derpa sherpa, because it's like I'm absolutely garbage at the game, but I love playing it, and I love helping people out. So happy to do that. In terms of Anthem, I mean, Anthem's, it's a looter shooter, so it's always going to get compared to Destiny or a Warframe or Division, and there's definitely certain little elements that are similar. But Anthem is a game that I hope will stand on its own and be kind of its own thing.
Yeah, same. I feel, and I think a lot of people feel the same about that. But yeah, I'm totally down if you want to pick a day or weekend or whatever it is, just let me know, and I am totally down for that. And I'm pretty certain a lot of my fellow streamers will be as well. I mean, I did a kind of at a community streamer event maybe a month ago or whenever it was, and we all had a lot of fun. And as you say, it doesn't really. It's about playing a game that you enjoy, that you love. It doesn't mean that everybody's tastes are the same, right? But if we can find some common ground, at least to support the streamer, as I always say, support the streamer, not the game they're playing. Support them because you really enjoy their vibe, their stream. And for the streamers, I feel like, find your own niche. Just do what makes you happy because that's going to emulate to your viewers. So, anyways, yeah, if you want to get that together, I will totally, totally, totally come on board. Whatnot for
That sounds
you?
like a great plan.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, Filter, is there any questions that you'd like to ask Des?
Any questions that I would like to ask Devs? Okay. Now I wanted to, I know you said you have a family. I just want to know how many people are in your immediate family.
One waifu and two kiddos.
Two
Or
kids.
four.
Well, okay. Alright. And now I'm just not to get too personal. How old are they? Don't mind me asking. I'm just naturally quizzed about everything.
My oldest is 9, and youngest is almost 6.
Okay. Awesome, man. Well, I was just naturally curious because I heard you had a family there. I wanted to know, how were they? I want to know, how you were. You definitely inspired me. So definitely, with everything that you do there, and also I want to say I also donated to St. Jude's, and they're awesome. I donated. I think I'm not going to say how much because I don't remember how much there, but they also sent me something, so I definitely want to support them as well as other charities as well. There. I mean, if you have recommendations, I'd love to go and check out your channel and donate as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's panels on my channel that will lead you to the ability to donate to Extra Life or St. Jude. Um, whether it's a buck, whether it's $5, whether it's something more, everything like I said, 100% of those donations goes to the kids. I see nothing. The only thing I see is an alert that says somebody donated X dollars and puts a smile on my face, and hopefully it puts a huge smile on the person who was donating as well.
Yeah, and that's something I'm definitely all for. I love to donate to other people, as Nami knows. I love to donate to everybody I can to make sure they can, everyone gets help, the help and support. So that's what I'm all about there. Now, I wanted to also ask you there. I know you're an Anthem player. I know you were just playing there. I'm an Anthem player. I'm a gamer there, so excuse me with the game questions there. What do you hope to see with Anthem in general? Because I'm doing the missions. I already did all 3 missions there. I did the dungeon. I just don't want it to be like a dungeon S. What are you expecting out of not Warframe but Anthem?
In terms of Anthem, the way they've communicated how the game and from being an alpha and a VIP demo player now, it's basically best way to describe it is it's a kind of a cross between Mass Effect Andromeda with some fast movement speed that some people are familiar with from Warframe, with kind of the gunplay skill that you might have seen in Destiny or Division, especially Division because it's third person, all wrapped up into BioWare's kind of lore telling engine that we all come to love and expect from them. And in terms of endgame, they've commented that raids may come. We don't know. We don't know when. Right now, their end game is going to be kind of this continuous loot drop loop. So for people who are familiar with Diablo, Division, or Monster Hunter World, where it's basically you go do missions, you get loot, you hopefully craft something better in terms of loot, and then you go do more missions to get stronger and stronger stuff. So I think at launch, that's really going to be uh, the end game. We all joke in Warframe that fashion frame is end game. And in Anthem, I think it's going to have a very similar tone because of the fact that the customizations in Anthem even blow Warframe out of the water a little bit, because you not only can customize color, but you can customize material and actual textures on the javelins, which is really cool concept. And kind of gives you that personal flair of, hey, this is my javelin.
'Cause, yeah, I had that with the armoring itself. I was just trying to customize my armor and everything like that, but I definitely want it to be like not a game where I'm just gonna be like, oh great, it's just gonna be this simple dungeon like it is now. You just do that simple dungeon and you're trying to grind for gears. I just don't want it to be like something like that, an endless, not like an endless grind, but just an endless grind of that one dungeon. Or I hope they have multiple things with it, you know.
I think it's going to be a fairly large world. Uh, the issue, of course, is we just don't know, right? Because the demo is very much a um, small portion of what they're going to bring. And come February 22nd, we'll finally maybe learn some more.
Awesome. Well, I'm definitely glad that you're able to. We're both experiencing the gameplay, we're experiencing the demo. Despite that, rocky first day there. I'm not sure you and your friends were experiencing that first day there, but hopefully it all comes into fruition. We get everything that we wanted from the game there. I want to ask you more. I just want to, because I'm all around the season. I'm not like just specific of one thing there, but I want to ask you. You said in 2017, if I'm correctly, you raised $1,000, and then 2018 you raised 3,000. What was the significant jump? Was it just in your community there? Was it just other people donating? What do you think that was?
A lot of it's community. I went from, I think, 2017. I just started streaming. I think I ended with 125, 150 followers, maybe. I'm just guessing. And now I'm like 825. So
Wow.
the growth from 2017 to through 2018 was really good. And so a lot of that is people resonated with them, what I did, the fact that I'm always playing with my viewers. So anybody who comes to my stream and wants to play, we play. I'm not playing on my own, and you know, and again, I'm not pushing anything. I'm having fun. It's if people are able and are willing to contribute to the children's charities that we support, that's what we're all about. And if you're not willing or you're not able, that's fine. You still have a place in the community, and there's no judgment.
Well, I think Nami and I would love to play some games with you, and even like do like a multi-Twitch thing. I know that's what we're trying to get into in general there, but I want to congratulate you on 825 followers. Congrats! I'm still trying to get up there myself, but we'd love to play with you sometime whenever you have room for us in the group there.
Anytime.
Yeah, most definitely. And as I had mentioned earlier in the Podstream, we Filter and I choose one recipient per month, every month. And this month, since we're on the charity kind of train right now, this month we actually are helping an individual who doesn't have uh, enough food. We've known about this person for a while. They did not want us to actually fundraise for them, but I asked a couple of people. I asked my viewers, as well as Kid Lee was in my stream as well, a Bioware influencer, and he said no, we just need to do it. We have to definitely a wonderful person in the community remains wants to remain anonymous. So if there's anybody who has an extra buck or so, please consider donating. You can just donate underneath my stream. And we'll be ending this on next Sunday which would have been the day that we would have chosen our February recipient. We decided to run a little bit earlier just because of, I guess, the immediate need. So, anyways, I threw out a goal there. I don't know if we'll make it. I think every little bit counts, and that's going to help someone who is really literally having to skip meals and eat possibly one meal a day. So, anyway, if you guys do have an extra buck or whatnot, that's what I know Filter and I are running. And we won't have the next recipient, won't be until the first Sunday of March. So this constitutes our February, I guess, campaign. I think that's a better way to say it than project, actually. So, anyways, Des, thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad that I got a chance to get you on here with our next guest, since I know you guys know each other. So, thank you so much for that. And definitely think about doing that, picking a day that we can go do that project and we can come play with you. I definitely will
Definitely.
download
My pleasure.
Warframe because I know you play a lot of Warframe, and see, I'll get Filter a chance to play Warframe. I think he'll like it.
I'm retired.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Can't be retired. There's new content.
There's new content, exactly. Your work is not done yet, Filter. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't leave me hanging out.
5 years of endless content. Come on, Filter.
Can we give a quick shout out for Des again? So people can see his Twitch
Dezsaras.
link and go and follow him.
Yes, please go follow him. He is a charming guy, family man, all about the charity, which I 100% support. So if you guys aren't following him, go take a peek at him. He does stream, I know, like 9:30, around 9 p.m., 9:30ish. Pacific Standard Time. So I know that might be a little late for some of you East Coasters, but I'm sure you can catch him on the weekend if you have time. So yeah, definitely go give him a follow, please. And I'm just gonna say this really quick to Akila. I love Akila. Oh my gosh, she definitely is one of my inspirations in the game on streaming. So, anyways, I don't get to interview her. The person that she's spooning with is gets to interview her. I don't know where this. I'm just gonna let you know. You all hit that mature button before you were able to view my stream, so I will apologize if they get out of hand. I will go into another room and let them be. But anyways,
Oh gosh.
without without any further ado, let's get Akila going. Go, Filter, wake up.
No, I'd rather stay here.
Oh my god.
Okay, fine. Here, there you go. There we go.
I mean, I have to get up too.
Yeah, we have to sober up a little bit here. Walk around a little bit. Nami with no gear on over there too.
Dude, I'm not fighting anybody. Jeez, I'm just here for the name. I'm just here for the show. Let's go.
All right. Well, Akila, you're on the platform here. Why don't you just introduce yourself to people who don't know you, if you don't mind?
Hi, my name is Akila. My Twitch name is AhkilaDB. For those of you that don't know, that stands for Dragonborn. Because when I first started playing Tor, I was super obsessed with Skyrim, and yeah, so I decided that would be my legacy name. I'm not sure what else to say.
Well, I'm glad, because I don't know much about you, so I'll learn as everyone else does if they don't know much about you there. So I didn't know what DB stands for, but now I know, so thank you for that. And then there's J Melsaman spamming your emote too, so people know what your emote looks like too.
Thank you, Joss.
Now, to get into everything here, because you're on the platform here, we get to learn more about you, so that's awesome here. So how long have you been playing SWTOR, and how did you find out about the game?
So I started playing SWTOR back in, I think, March or April of 2014. It was my first year out of college. And I found out about the game, actually, via my mom. It was when I was super young. So I've played almost every big MMO since I was about 9 years old. And she was playing a character, and she's really lazy and wanted me to level her toon. So she gave me her laptop so that I could get on and level her tune for her. And I logged on, and she was on Bear Grain Colony. So logged on for her, started playing, and also made my own tune. And while I was working on my own tune, I met a really cool guild. Well, I thought they were cool at the time. They ended up not being so great. But there were a couple people in the guild that were super friendly. So it was an RP guild because, BC. So I just wanted something fun to do. So I ended up using a credit card and buying myself a really nice laptop, which I now refer to as my toaster because it's really old. And in computer terms, it's basically an old man computer. So it was good at the time, though, I swear.
So you basically, your mom was playing it, and then she was like, "Here, I'm tired of playing it. You play it," and then that's how you got started.
Yeah,
On Bear,
she
on Bear's
wanted me to level for her, which is ironic considering I absolutely hate level. Like I don't do it. I just buy a token. So
Were you part of the DVL event where you could get the bonus armor, or did you miss that? Because it makes leveling, I'm not gonna lie, it makes leveling a heck of a lot easier, with that 50% bonus EXP and all that. So
when did
just
that
saying.
come out?
I don't know, Nami can tell you. Nami's the SWTOR expert over
I feel
there.
like that came out on like 3.x or 4.x. So I probably was around and probably just didn't use it because lazy.
It's understandable there. Well, we're glad to be able to hear, how you found out the name from Mom there. So, now, is there any other games you like to play besides this one?
Yes, I absolutely love RPGs in general. For example, I just finished my first Horizon Zero Dawn playthrough. I'm at about, I think, 98%, including the expansion, the Frozen Wilds. So when I play RPGs, I'm a completionist. I like to complete literally everything possible in the game. I think the only thing I haven't done is some of the hunting grounds in the Frozen Wilds because they're really hard. I also love games like Skyrim, Baldur's Gate, which is if you haven't played it, it's a really great game. They have it on Steam. I originally played it on the PlayStation. I also enjoy I don't know what to call them other than derpy games like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro and Conker's Bad Fur Day. That game's really fun. That's definitely mature content. I started playing that when I was about 9, but maybe don't do that. It's really not meant for kids that young.
And Peter was like, I need to talk to you about these games. They were his childhood games. So it looks like you got a fan there, a bigger fan here. So.
Awesome.
Now, would you? Now, you said you're a completionist. Now, I know we had our first interview actually. Who was on here was also Crispy Rose, and she said she's a completionist. So, I mean, are we gonna ever see like you two like doing all the completing everything there or whatnot? Because she was like over like 44K as far as completionist there. So.
Well, it depends on the game. In RPGs that are strictly RPGs, yes, I do tend to. So, for example, my first Skyrim game, I started playing Skyrim on the Xbox 360. I have not even killed Alduin yet, who's like the main badass dragon, because I want to do literally everything before I kill him. So I think I've actually completed the Dawn Guard stuff, which is an expansion that comes after, because I want to do everything, like every single little cave on the map. I want to complete and find every single book because they're awesome and they actually have some really interesting lore in them about the video games, about the whole Morrowind, about the Elder Scrolls Tamriel universe. I don't do that with MMOs. Mainly because I don't have the time to complete everything. I would like to, but I really don't have the time to do that.
Something you like, so it's mainly like just like console games, like PS4, Xbox games where you can be a completionist, but like MMOs like SWTOR or World of Warcraft, those MMOs you're not totally a completionist for those,
right? Right. It's mainly because they have a bunch of weekly events too. And I find it hard to differentiate between which, like when you're running around in a standard RPG, they're not going to have like a weekly event for you to complete. They're just going to have something it's a side quest, you do it and you're done. Um, Obviously, Tor has tons of those things too, but they also have lots of weeklies, and I don't know why, but I just seem to get confused by all the weeklies. So I tend to not do that in games like Tor, but I do other completionist things. For example, if you look at the title that I have on my character, I have the Lore Master as my title, which is it's a pretty challenging title to get. There is tons of lore in this game. You have to do it on imp side and on pub side, because some of the lore that you have to find you can only find on certain characters, and some of them you have to be on specific classes to find. So I took a really long time when I first started playing this game and ran around everywhere and made sure I could get every single item to be the lore master, and I really enjoy that title, and not very many people have it.
Here's as far as I've gotten as far as Lore Master. The Lore Master of Raycon.
So
I'm right there with you, man. So don't worry. I mean, if we're talking World of Warcraft, that's a different story. However, in SWTOR, I always said that I was going to go back and do that. I really did. I was going to do all the achievements and all that, and I just get so busy. It's probably because I'm an alcoholic, and so therein lies the biggest of my problems.
Yeah. If it helps, I'm a librarian in real life, so lore is, it's information about the universe, right? I like that type of thing, which is probably one of the reasons I also collect every single freaking book I come across in Skyrim. So
That gives you codex points and all that good stuff.
I also have the Datacron Master title. I don't know how many other titles I have that are related to like completion.
I got that too. I was like, yes, Datacron Master. After spending years on Rishi trying to kill that one growth, I finally got it.
I have that, and I will say this really quick. Interject. I got the Datacron Master as well. There was a glitch though. It kept saying that I need to get like a shard or something from Korriban. Although in another section it said I had completed it, but in order for the whole, I guess, the whole whatever grouping to get the Datacron Master, it was saying I was still missing it, and I was going nuts. So what I ended up having to do for it to work is I transferred another tune from another server in that had Korriban, and it completed it for me. There was no other way to do it, even though I had so it wasn't like I could access anything because I had already finished Korriban. So if anybody ever has a glitch on that where you know that you've gotten all the Datacrons, but there's a glitch saying that, and it's usually the starter planets that it glitches on, then unfortunately I put in a ticket and they said they couldn't do anything for me. So what someone suggested to me was transferring in another tune that had it. So that's what happened, and I finally got it because I was like, oh hell no. I'm getting this freaking title because, Korriban is like the easiest, and I had to get my butt through Fleet, through all these other places, like, that were really, really hard, and I'm like, heck no, Korriban's not going to be a block for me, heck no. So, anyway, someone did suggest that to me, and it worked, so yay for that. So, if just letting you guys know if there is that glitch still on it, that's what you should do. Is just make sure you transfer in another tune from a different server.
Game is bugged.
Yeah, I mean, there's little bugs here and there. I know other people that haven't come across that bug, but I know that it's very frustrating if you do. I know for me it was. So just wanted to interject that for anybody who's having a bug with it. I did too, that there is a fix.
There's a bug in one of the Lore Master ones as well. It's not really a bug. You know how as you're leveling a character from level 1, you go up through each planet, and sometimes you skip missions that don't sound important, right? They're a planetary mission. Like, fuck that. You just want to level and get off to the next planet. There's one achievement or one lore item that you have to find. I can't remember which planet it is. It's between level 45 and 55. And it's a planetary mission, so you think, oh, it's not important, I can just abandon this, whatever. And then you can't ever pick that mission back up, is the thing. And that mission, you have to do that mission to get to the point where you get the lore. there are like 2 missions after it that you have to do. So you basically have to do the entire planetary quest line to get the lore item. But there's no way to pick up the mission once you abandon it. And I contacted BioWare and asked them if they could give me the mission back, and they, of course, did not. So I had to start a tune from level so that I could get up to the point again where I could go through that quest.
I would have just told you to go talk to Peter or Kogas or one of them and said, "Yo, fix this."
Oh, they
No.
they weren't around. They weren't around at this point. This was
Yeah.
This was a long time ago.
I always tell people, "Yep, go talk to them here," when I'm shouting them out.
Now I want to say this because it seems like you spent a lot of time on SWTOR in general. Just maybe I'm just hearing it wrong there, but I wanted to ask you there. How many hours do you put in, potentially a day, a week, a month, into SWTOR itself?
Well, when I first started playing, way too many. Probably at least 40 hours a week. I would say full-time job worth. When I first started playing back in 2014, I was still a part-time librarian. So I had tons of free time. Plus, game was new. I just started playing. I just started PvPing and learning how to do hard mode raids at the time. So when I wasn't at work, I pretty much got on the game and was on the game until I went to sleep at 2 a.m. or whatever. I'm a night person. So probably 40 hours, if not more, a week. At this point in my life, I'm working full-time. So I have 45 hours a week that I work because my hour lunch. And then I commute roughly 2 hours a day. It's like an hour to an hour and a half, I guess. I also do professional music stuff on the side. So it doesn't leave me as much free time as I'd like to game. So I say probably at this point in my life, I play anywhere between 4.5 hours a week to 15 hours a week. It really depends on the week. But I think most commonly I've only been getting on for my raids. So it's about 6 hours a week.
6 hours a week that you actually play?
Yeah. But I used to play all the time. Like once I woke up, I would just get on game. So.
Because it sounds like to me, and I was just like hearing from what you were saying, I was like, hey, to get the Lore Master title, you must have put some serious work in to get that, and you can just be doing it on 6 hours a week. You gotta be like full on, like going after it.
Oh yeah, no, that was a lot of every day playing for at least 10 hours a day for a couple months. So.
Now, I just want to touch up on this, and maybe you've already said it, and maybe I just didn't hear it. I know I have one ear out, the other type syndrome there. What would you say is your favorite thing to do on SWTOR? Like, would you say, I wouldn't say it much like an activity, but just one of your favorite things to do on SWTOR in general? Like, what makes you happy on it?
I really like playing with my friends. So literally anything that involves playing with other people. That's actually the main reason that I started playing SWTOR, other than, my mom getting me into it. It's because I met those people who I'm still friends with, even though none of them play the game anymore. We still talk outside the game. For me, it's a social thing. I like to do stuff with people. So I really like PvPing, and I don't mind PvPing on my own. I often end up PvPing on my own, but it's way more fun for me if I'm with friends. So like if I'm playing with COG or TMG or whoever. Same with raiding. Like I really, really like doing the end game content, but honestly, if I'm not doing it with people and chatting with people, I get bored.
Well, I went ahead and I can actually take a screenshot. But I went ahead and added you because I didn't have you added on this account. Like I had like almost everybody I know onto my infiltration, my main account there. So if you're ever down for anything, PvE, PvP, whatever, I'd be more than happy to join you. Mainly on Starforge there, so I'm just saying. Totally
down. I just don't play too often on this server, so you'll have to tell me that you want me to go to this server.
So it's like Satil Sean your main then?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. Because I have a Merc I can go on that. It's a fully geared Merc that I have no problem being on. So, I mean, I'm down for anything. I wanted to tell Muscleman the same thing. I'm like, dude, let's do some ops. Get me into the ops scene. Let me help out here.
Yeah, I'm actually in his... Well, I don't know if he's an officer in the guild or if he is the GM. I'm not sure. I think he's an officer in it. I'm in his guild.
So if anybody who wants to play, no, it's not Cyrus. I'm sorry. It's Starforge.
It totally is. I beg
sorry,
to
no.
differ. Satil is the best, okay? We are the original Harbinger hamster, okay? Satil is where the hamster...
Because I was on Bear... when I first started, I was on Baird and Home. and I loved it because I got to meet a lot of cool people there. So I mean, I would say I was a Steel Sean type guy, but I don't know. Starforge kind of grew on me. I'm sorry. We can agree to disagree, but Starforge is my home, you know. So
But hamster.
I mean, I'd love to play with LD Cyrus and his Mara weaving glow sticks, but you know, it is what it is, you know. So
Des agrees too. See.
disagrees. I don't know. I mean, I love to watch the RP that goes on Drome and Cos when I see about 10 different like Sith warriors standing there RPing. So I'm just
Harbinger
indifferent.
hype.
So we got that down. So if you ever want to play with Aquila on Sortor, you got to be on Satil Shan. So
Or DM me and tell me to hop over here, because I'll come over here too. I don't default come to Starforge.
and I agree with Cease. Merge them both. They both suck.
Exactly. Snave, slide into those DMs.
Slide
I'll have
into those.
permission to slide into my DMs. Slide real hard too.
Yeah, I definitely want to play with you. You know what I've noticed? You've been playing Overwatch, and I gotta tell you, I only played Overwatch with a good friend of mine, Score. He was like, "You gotta download it. You gotta buy it. It's only like at that time like $11 or something like that." And he's like, "You gotta get it. You gotta get it." And just like most people that play a game with me, and I think it's really has to do with me and my gameplay, to be honest, because they tell me to get this game, they play with me for 2 hours or maybe 2 days, and that's it. Then they're gone, and I'm like stuck with this game. So I know that a lot of people are playing Overwatch, and I only play one character in there. It's Mercy. Big surprise, eh? But I am totally down to playing Overwatch with a group. Des, do you play Overwatch at all?
I played the beta. It had a lot of fun, but as Akila will knows, when I think the first time she rated me, which I think there's a clip still on my Twitch channel, she saved, and everybody was like, "We're coming from Akila's channel. Do you play PvP?" I'm like, "Not really. I have an itty bitty PvP-ness."
It was great.
Oh my god, I just got that. Yikes. What could have been that itty bitty because you have 2 kids? That's all I gotta say. Oh, are we talking about that or your PvP-ness?
You can.
Okay, well, anyways, we're moving on.
You can have a
But
real
anyways,
small itty-bitty,
I am
still have kids.
totally down to playing Overwatch with you, Akila. Just let me heal, man. Just let me heal. But yeah, you know, this is why I like you two guys. Now, one of the things that I did say to Filter, I said, you get to interview her, but ask her about purple things. And I'm going to repeat,
Oh,
you all hit that mature audience when you to start watching. I'm just saying that. I'm making another disclaimer. But I told Filter, go ask her about purple things.
No, please no. We'll save that final question.
I don't know
there.
if you can handle that.
No, I can't.
Filter. I mean, purple is the only color.
Absolutely, that's what I say. I say that wholeheartedly. Look at our colors. Every one of our colors are purple for our Twitch chat. I love it. Okay, well, apparently he's gonna save that for the final question.
Yeah, final question there. When I didn't see that mature content when I came rated over, so.
Well, they did. So. Cease is like, I'm hugging the curtains. Oh no.
Oh god, I don't think Nami's seen that clip.
Oh man. Yeah, I've seen a lot of her drunk streams. I've been in them, and she's just hilarious. I love her.
Seen the curtain clip?
I
feel like
we'll have to check it out later.
Remember it. It's pretty bad.
Oh my gosh. Wait, no. I don't know. There's a lot of clips of yours, but yeah.
I think we have the best clip of all. It involves Cease and Valek. So we have the best clip of all there.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, by the way, I just want to let you guys know too, just for well, go ahead, continue with Aquila. You guys are just dancing. I'm just like an observer, so.
I mean, you look like you're kind of brooding over us dancing.
Want to get in the middle?
No.
I mean, I was pull her to us, but she's not in our group.
I think
send
Nami's
her.
jealous.
No, I'm on a pub right now. I can't consort to this imp like
Hey,
stuff up here.
it's Sodor meets DDR. Come on.
There you go.
Oh,
There you
jeez.
go. Well, at least they're not
Now,
drunk.
now I wanted to ask you here. Do you see? Is there any changes or recommendations you wanted to make? You want to see in the game with this being a new year for Sword Tour? Anything you can recommend to say like directly to Ed Musco or any of
Oh
those?
God, so many things.
All right, let's
Like
go.
so many. I can't. It will make me infuriated. But I will just go with a generic. Fix the fucking gearing system. Jesus Christ.
The gearing
Um,
system is atrocious. I will say
it's
that.
horrible. And the two, if they want to keep what they're doing, they could fix two things and it would make it 20 times better. If they just made the crystals legacy wide, like literally every other thing that we collect to buy shit with is legacy wide. Should do
Yes.
that with the crystals too. That would have been really easy to do. And up the fucking drop rate for command stuff. Like, we're supposed to be able to get that gear in command stashes, but we pretty much never do because the rate is so low.
I think a lot of people were, including myself, maybe I'd gotten the wrong impression there. I know countless of other people that I've talked to about it was the fact that like everyone and their mother was saving up for the boosts, and so everyone wanted to think, oh well, they should have 252 gear in the drop rates because if you're ranked, command rank 300, everyone's saving up their boosts. They're like, oh, we're gonna get like a whole lot of command crates, all that stuff, and then lo and behold, it's still 248 gear. And
Well,
I'm like,
exactly.
really?
And that's the problem. I know so many. I didn't even know that was a thing because I'm kind of bad at reading patches unless they're related to raiding or PvP. I just don't read them. But I know tons of people that saved cargo holds worth of their command stashes so that they could get the new gear or at least get a couple pieces, and they got nothing. They opened like 40 of them, 40 plus, and got not one piece of new gear, and that is really bad.
I was one of those
I really
people.
wish.
Like
Jesus
I don't
Christ.
But
have one piece of 252.
But the
To
real
be
question
fair,
is,
I didn't start.
did you pray to RNGesus?
It wouldn't have mattered.
No.
It's almost like praying to the RNG god to like that one on Imp side where you have to like go and test out the droids. Like only 4 of them, but you have to go kill 20 of them to get those 4. Yeah, it's pretty much that same thing. RNG.
I just got to point out what just said in chat. He opened 10 full cargo bays worth of crates. He got one piece of 252 out of 10 cargo bays worth. That is really bad.
I feel like I messed up when I was replacing my guy's 252 gear. I was like, I could easily have saved that, moved that to like legacy armor, and saved that like at least the mods and enhancements for like other people, and just having like 248 legacy armor set, whatever the 6-piece, and then had 252 on those, and I just messed up with those. So I'm like, great.
Another thing that I think is bad about it is it doesn't stack. The
Yeah.
intent was for the 252 and 258 to stack with the previous set bonuses that we had because, it's still within the 5.0 or 5.x expansion. And they don't. By the way, if you're getting 252 and 258 gear, it does not stack with your 248. So don't try to stack the set bonuses because then you'll be fucked.
And that's what I don't like. And I know Save said he he just bought one piece of 252 on all of his alts and upgraded to 258 and banked it over. And I was like, well, wait. Now I know last thing I know, so I should ask Snake for hearing advice.
Yeah, actually, Snape said set bonus works now, which I did not know. So maybe they patched it.
Yeah, it was really too late there when we all upgraded. So
No, a lot of people got fucked over by that.
yeah. And that's what I hate too, because I think when I went on a Merc, the 252 gear didn't stack with my 240. I had like one piece there that I had, so I was like, oh, bro, really? By the way, what other changes besides the gearing system has been absolute crap? What else would you like to see change?
a real expansion. We've had this expansion for 2 years, over 2 years, because it took them over a year to finish the Gods of the Machine operation in hard mode, to release all of the actually not even just in hard mode, and took them over a year to release all of the bosses. So I personally don't see the point in even giving us new gear if we don't have an expansion. Like the only thing you even need that new gear tier for is Nightmare God. If you're not doing Nightmare Gods, I mean, it's nice to have better gear, but it's not necessary.
Maybe like
they
an
should have just
operation.
released an expansion and a new operation. Yeah, they should be doing a new raid, and my guess is because they're giving us Nightmare Gods, they're not going to give us a new raid with a new expansion. That is just my guess. But or if they do give us a new raid, they'll do the whole let me release one boss at a time. So every 3 months you'll get one boss.
That was horrible because I think that wasn't that Gods on the Machine where they had was it Tithe or whatever as the first boss, and then they added like and the second boss like 3 months later, and
yeah, that was Gods.
Yeah, because I know they finally released. Because I'm thinking the testing patch they're in the was it the PTS they're releasing Min or whatever because there's a ramp that goes up to it or whatever. But I was like, yeah, dude, for all those people that are hardcore raiders, you get one operation per year. Have fun.
Yeah.
Well, World of Warcraft is a lot like that, but it comes out more frequently. But when they bring out a new raid, they let out maybe 2 or 3 bosses, and then the full. It's usually done split in half, if I'm not mistaken. I played World of Warcraft for many years, but they would do the same thing like in segments. So there would be each boss would have its own, I guess, it's part of one big raid, I guess, but they start introducing
Yes.
the bosses. You know what I mean? Not all at once.
Yes, but
Uh,
But WoW they also often will release 2 raids each time they have an expansion they'll have at least 2 raids. Like when they came out with Legion, there was 2 raids that you could do.
correct. I just think
And
it's also money. I mean, the even though like I feel in this game, I mean it's the same sub time as cost as it is for World of Warcraft. The difference is that for every expansion, everybody has to pay for that expansion, and that's like a minimum of $40 or $50 or something. So I mean that extra revenue that I guess comes with that allows more I guess more content, right? You expect that if you pay $60 or $50 for an expansion that it's going to be good. I mean, look at Draenor. Everybody complained about Draenor, and quite frequently I'm running into people that said, oh my god, vanilla was the best. And to be honest, if I look at the raids, one of my favorite raids to go through is Wrath of the Lich King. I mean, I think they're just beautiful. Like I've legit walked in there just to see all the decos because you're running through it when you're in a raid. You don't really get a chance to really appreciate everything around. You know what I mean? Just to view it.
yeah,
And I gotta say that time was some really nice raids. It's beautiful. I mean, Citadel is to me is like always going to be one of my favorite raids. Um,
I just want to backtrack a little bit. Sukasad T. I probably totally butchered their Twitch name.
We call them
They pointed
Sukasa.
out Sukasa. Okay, they pointed out that WoW usually releases the entire raid at once, which is what I thought happened with Legion, but I haven't played in so long that I wasn't fully positive. I think recently WoW started when they release raids. They don't have every boss. I think that was their most recent expansion, but usually, yeah, I think they do actually release the entire raid. Just certain segments like difficulty tiers that might not be available immediately.
but in order to actually be able to be eligible for that, you have to have a certain gear level.
Right.
So
Which you get from but you get that from doing the raids.
you do right. So you're basically set at one segment, and then you hopefully get the drops. Right. It's not so much like here in SWTOR. It's not as friendly, I guess I should say. But yeah.
Oh, and Des says he plays WoW just for the Wrath of the Lich King, so he likes that one.
Yeah, I mean, majority of people do like it. I mean, nobody liked
Des,
Draenor, and it
Des,
just
I just
was
want to point out
weird.
you're in voice with us. You can chime in, Des.
I know. It's your spotlight.
Oh no, it's everybody's now at this point. Now we're just chit chatting
I
about
know,
World of
because
Warcraft.
Nami, I'm trying to do an interview and Nami's like just wants to chime in about WoW. I'm like, come on, man.
We're talking about raids and bosses.
Hey,
and-
Can you?
Transmogrification is literally one of the best things Blizzard ever did, and I honestly hope it shows up in more games because it's awesome.
So do you have any more interview questions for me? I think we've sort of moved past that point, which is fine. I just want to double check.
Yeah, because I think Akila has
Well-
to go soon.
Okay. So
I mean,
how about I
have a
go?
little bit more. I don't really have to go until probably 3:00, but
Okay, so talk to us about that purple thing. The purple things, whatever. Then I wanted to find out more about the purple things, purple content, whatever it is.
is it so? You're asking me my last question?
Yeah, let's go with the last question here.
My dildo is purple.
I love Akila for this. I wanted to give you guys a good laugh. I knew we had to have her last because she's just going to get everybody in a freaking hilarious mood. Oh my God. I love. Also, I got to say this too. I was so honored that Akila did a clip on Twitter to me and sang to me "Happy Birthday." Oh my God! Well, I should go back to that and retweet it again. It was amazing. Akila has a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Yes, and then she was streaming. I'm like, oh my God, because I don't check my Twitter. Trying to be better about the Twitter thing, but I usually was just there to follow other people. But yes, I think I will retweet it again so that you guys can all check out her happy birthday to me for my birthday earlier this month. But yes, if you're not following these two guys, you guys need to be following them. One, Des is just amazing. I mean, probably GT and Des were probably the first two that I really met, like fellow streamer wise, and just wonderful guys overall. And I'm so blessed that I actually ran into Des way back in, I think, earlier May. So definitely before I really was in the streamer community. Definitely a big positive influence with regard to charitable work. And so I'm totally excited that we can do an event together. I mean, I'm sure Filter will join in it as well. Download that Warframe. Now they're poking each other. Oh my gosh.
Riveting content.
Yeah, poking each other. First they're spooning in front of the alcohol. Now they're poking each other.
To be fair, I was just standing here and he came up and stood right behind me.
Was he poking you from
Like,
behind then?
against me. Yep.
Oh,
yep,
wow.
Probably. It's the purple.
But was it a purple poke?
Was it a purple poke? Oh my God. I just don't know what to say. Hey, but purple is my favorite color too as well. So
Did you see that Tsukasa was like, basically it was like, that's TMI, man. I was like, sorry for TMI.
hey,
I'm not
what are you
sorry.
talking about? I know Filter and I were waiting for that question. I'm sorry. We were going to throw it at her. So we know Akila well enough that Akila, like if it was me asked that question, I'd be like, no, interview over. Thank you. Akila will tell you anything. That's what I love about her. She is just so real, 100% her. And that's kind of how I operate. So definitely an influence, definitely a big influence on me when I started streaming, which is why I'm so thrilled to have her here because she just cracks me up. So if you guys aren't watching her, definitely go give her a follow as well. It's going to be a good time had by all, trust me. But yes, thank you, Akila, for being a big influence for me, my fellow female streamer. There was some others as well, but we're talking about Akila today. But anyways, is there any questions that you chat want to ask any of our interviewees today?
I don't want any questions asked to me, so thank you.
Oh yeah, anybody want to
Please
ask
direct all
Filter?
questions to Filter.
He has no problem. Do you notice he was like, "Yeah, do you want to explain the purple thing?" He was like, it was like, "Oh my god."
All right, first question is in. Why does Aquila always bail on drunk PvP? I do not bail on it. We talk about it, and then we never actually set a time or date. We're just like, yeah, let's drunk PvP this day, but we never set a time. And by the time I'm there, Tank is asleep.
Lightweight. He's such a lightweight. TMG, you're a lightweight, man. You gotta wait for Aquila. You can't be passing out before her.
Dukasa's question is, how much did they pay me to talk about purple? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It was just we just were curious, really. So.
I mean, I'm a pretty open book for the most part, so.
Yes. Oh, you should totally go play with Cyrus. I've seen Cyrus play drunk PvP on his stream. I loved it. And he's got an awesome DJ on his stream, by the way. We'll go ahead and do some shout outs after here. I'll have my mods do it. I wanted to just kind of preserve that give our interviewees the spotlight and whatnot. We're going to be also bringing in, I'll go ahead and let you guys know, for next week, our interviewees is actually going to be PvP related. So we're going to have on with us Nimi, Valik, and Cease. And they can give their perspective of the PvP scene and what they think should be changed or whatnot. So that will be interesting, I think, for all of us who do PvP. So that's who we have set up for next week.